Could casual alcohol and substance use be keeping us stuck in repetitive cycles of suffering and anxiety? Now, before you tune me out here, this is not a video about whether you should or should not be drinking on occasion or smoking some marijuana or using some substances, but I want to pose this question to you, because what I have discovered is that there's just a lot of unawareness, or we could even use the word ignorance, about what casual, I'm not even talking about abusing, I'm talking about just casual drinking of alcohol, what it does to the energy system. Now, did you know that you have an energy system? Yes, you do. We all do. We have a physical body, we have a mental body, but we also have an energy body. And in the West here, especially in this part of the world, we really don't talk a whole lot about the energy body, but the energy body is literally the foundation for the kind of life you experience. Now, over time, a lot of us, we build up stress. Stress lives in the mental construct. It lives in our mind and in our internal system and our physical body. That's where stress is, right? And so over time, there's pressure that develops. And in order to take the edge off, to relax a little bit, we have discovered both in our social circles, but also a lot of people have adopted just little ways of taking the edge off. So when you drink alcohol or smoke some marijuana or take some pills, it causes a measure of unconsciousness, enough so that you can loosen the grip on your mental dramas that we all have, right? And that creates a little bit of ease, and that ease feels good. And so people, you might be saying, well, what's wrong with that? Isn't it good to take the load, to lighten the load a little bit? Well, I want you to be aware of every time you drink some alcohol or smoke some marijuana or use some pills, you are actually altering your energy body, your energy system. So your energy system is like a scaffolding, right? It's kind of like if you ever seen a construction project, right? You have rebar that like everything is built around. Well, your energy body is the foundation of your life, right? So just at the physical body level, you have blood that runs through a cardiovascular system, and your blood is like your essential life essence that carries red blood cells, and you carry oxygen and nutrients from the food you eat. It carries it through a massive pathway or network of blood vessels, right? You have arteries and veins and all the way down to capillaries that just extend miles, hundreds of miles of actual of pathways that carry the blood all throughout your body to every cell in the body, right? Well, believe it or not, and this is where I want you to really tune in and pay attention, your energy body, you have an energy body that you cannot see with the physical eye, but it's very real. And in this energy system, which can be measured, you have a series of pathways, just like the cardiovascular system has arteries and veins and capillaries, and that is actually mimicking what exists at the energy body level. Now, people from the East, China, India, these places, people who are more familiar with Eastern science, it is very, very much a science, understand this, what I'm talking about here, where they're talking about the energy body. And the energy body has a series of pathways, just like your physical body has a cardiovascular system. In your energy body, you have these pathways that carry, instead of blood, they carry your life force energy. Sometimes it's called prana or chi. Doesn't matter the term you use for it. It's carrying this life force energy throughout your system, and it's giving you vital life essence and force all throughout your system. When you drink alcohol, this is what we're not fully grasping, or what a lot of us don't understand. When you drink alcohol, what's happening is you're actually suppressing this vital life force energy, right? So this intricate series of pathways actually comes together in these joints, right? So just like plumbing, think of plumbing. When you look under the sink and you have two pipes that come together and there'll be a joint. If you've ever had your sink stop up and get plugged up, there's usually a clog at where these two pipes come together in a joint, right? And the same thing happens in our cardiovascular system. Sometimes cholesterol will plug up certain key spots along the way and cause problems. And when that happens, pressure builds, tension builds. Or in your energy body, you have these juncture points where these pathways, energetic pathways, come together. Now, people who are familiar with yogic science understand that there are over 70, now think about this, 72,000 of these these channels or pathways where these pathways come together. And these channels are energy points or meridians all throughout the system, 72,000 of them. And believe it or not, they can get clogged up and they get stuck with energy, and energy can't move. And this is what creates a tremendous amount of tension in your system. This is why when you drink alcohol, sometimes the next day, I'm not talking about a hangover. There's a lot of physiological reasons for that I don't want to get into here. But sometimes just when you've had a few drinks, the next day, it's a little bit hard to get moving. There's a little bit of sluggishness in your system. Sometimes you can even have anxiety, right? Your anxiety can be heightened after you've had a few drinks, or maybe the next day after the marijuana has ran out of your system or the pills have worn off. Your anxiety can come back up, which then promotes the feeling of, I need to use again to bring the tension down. But every time we use, we're actually suppressing the energy. We're compacting that energy system down and causing blockages in these 72,000 little channels, or sometimes called nadis, which is the Sanskrit word, but it's the same idea. You're causing blockages there. And the more we do this, the more the blockages occur, right? And this is why over time, your nervous system gets shot, right? Your energy system is shot. The more you use, the more compacted it gets. The reason I say I'm telling you this is not so that you'll stop drinking, or, I, like anybody else, I like to have a nice glass of wine and with friends and just, have an enjoyable evening. I'm not against any of that. But most people are completely unaware of what's happening. And so many people I know stay stuck in cycles of suffering and cycles of just tension because they're not aware that every time of what alcohol is doing to their body, what marijuana or pills or other things are doing to their body. You need to be aware of it. Because if you're aware of it, you will naturally make the right decisions so that you don't stay stuck, right? You're not going to do things that are going to keep your energy body in constant, in a constant state of duress or stuckness, right? So we all have a decision to make. If you're here, look, if this is not a problem for you, hey, just ignore this video. But if you're here for liberation, if there's a reason you've stayed watching this video this long, that means you're interested in liberation. You're interested in achieving a level of ease and flow with your life and being able to move your life in a direction you want it to go. If that's you, you need to be aware of what everything you put in your body, what it does to you. And alcohol and drugs, they actually suppress your energy system. And if you're here for liberation, you need to be aware of that and make the changes that you need to make. Only you know how to make those changes.